On tonight's show, we have comedian and ventriloquist Landon Harvey. And now for your host, KoolKard. Welcome back to the Kickin' It with KoolKard show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, KoolKard. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, I'm here every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You never know who I might have, guys, all right? I'm bringing people on here that's going to provide you value, some things that you might want to learn about. So, tune in, subscribe, tell a friend, share it, all that good stuff. And also subscribe and helps me basically have a broader reach and get me closer to getting my own TV show. So that's what I'm shooting for. If you've been following me, that's my goal and my desire. So, yeah. I appreciate anybody who's tuning in. I appreciate anybody who tunes into the live. I appreciate everyone who tunes in and streams it. It all counts. So thank you guys so much. This is episode 99. Episode 98, I had R&B vocalist Azure. We premiered one of her singles called Bad Bad, a video. We showed her video on here. And she has some new music coming out too. So you make sure that you check out episode 98. Subscribe to her channel. Follow her on Instagram. It's Azure the Artist. That's Azure the Artist on Instagram. She has some great things coming, and she's doing some great things. So check her out, y'all. But tonight, listen, I'm venturing into something I have never ventured into before, but I've always had an interest in it. So I have a ventriloquist and a comedian on tonight by the name of Landon Harvey. You guys are going to get to know him. He's going to bring some puppets out. I got some stuff for you to see, about what he does. He just showing you, man, just diving into that whole world. Like, that's a whole different world that a lot of people don't know about. We see it, we might see it on a comedy show or, Comedy Central, but you don't never really know the behind the scenes and know the business of it and the aspects of making these puppets. And he does all of this stuff. So this is going to be a really cool show. Make sure you stick around. We're going to dive right in, y'all. Landon's coming right up. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show Landon Harvey, the ventriloquist himself.
Hey, for having me. This was fun.
Yes, indeed, man. This is gonna be really fun. I have never had a ventriloquist on the show. I'm excited to learn more about it. I just think, I'm an actor, so I got a colorful mind. I mean, acting, comedy, that all runs hand in hand. So I'm really, really stoked to have you on here and just to learn more about what it is that you do. And I never even thought about the art of building puppets. We always see the puppets, but you never really think about making the puppets. And you do all of that. That's amazing. That's really amazing.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, a lot of ventriloquists and a lot of performers don't build their own puppets, but it helps when you can, because I can build exactly what I want. Yeah. I don't have to go back and forth and haggle with the builder. I can take a vision and execute it, which is great.
Yeah.
So it's
definitely, man. That's really cool. I thought that was unique when I came across you. Hey, he builds the puppets. Yeah. So instead of just getting a ventriloquist, I'm getting someone that's actually building the puppets as well. So you're a puppet master.
Doing what?
The puppet master. Hey, check this out. I have to ask. I start every show with a prayer. Are you open to that?
Oh, sure, of course.
Okay, all right. I just have to ask because everybody's faith is not the same. So, let's get that on out the way and then we'll keep it moving. Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, we just thank you for just guiding us here together on this platform, Lord, just to speak about Landon's gift, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, and his talents. We just thank him for just lending his time and his energy, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, to just come on here and just spread the knowledge of ventriloquism, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus. We just thank you for waking us up this morning. We thank you just for the clothes on our back, the food on our table, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus. We just thank you for it all. We thank you for the love that you give us, the mercy and the blessings, Lord Jesus. We just thank you. We just give you all the victory, all the glory, all the love, all the praise. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. So let's go back to where it all started. I read that let's go back a little bit, give a little backstory on you. I read that you were bullied a little bit, and then you found ventriloquism at the age of 6. Mm-hmm. How does that happen? I know we're all kids and we play with...
Actually flipped. Yeah, I was always an introvert as a kid. I didn't really find my niche yet.
Okay.
good at sports, and I kind of liked art, but I never really taken an art class up to that point.
Yeah.
Actually, ever up to today. But my dad goes on trips for work, and he'll bring my sister and I back little trinkets from gift shops, and he brought me back this pirate puppet, and I was so fascinated with it. And there was a ventriloquist around the same time I got that pirate puppet that had performed for Red Ribbon Week at my school. His name was Dennis Lee, and he's a ventriloquist, and he performed a program at our school. And I was so enthralled by the magic of ventriloquism and the comedy he did, and then the ability to weave the lesson in through the comedy and the puppets.
Wow.
That I was just fascinated by it. And so that kind of sparked my interest for ventriloquism. And then I started doing little things from like Cub Scout groups. I'd bring puppets there. I'd save up tokens in class, tickets in class, so you could turn those in and, you know, get different things. I think I got show and tells whenever I would turn them in, so I could bring in my new puppet. And that was always a thrill for me, because I could be the center of attention, but then also kind of divert it to the puppet. And then when I found comedy, it just really solidified my love for the art. And my first actual show in front of an audience, where it counts, I think, was in high school, when I was performing at my choir concert.
Wow.
So that was, yeah.
So does comedy kind of come hand in hand with that? Like, do you naturally just grow into the comedy realm because you kind of have to be funny with the puppet to entertain?
Yeah, you know, it's ventriloquism is such an odd thing, because like if you want to be a stand-up comedian, you study stand-up comedy, and then you go and do it. And I'm not saying that it's easy, but it's one thing that you put all your time into, right? Being funny. Ventriloquism, you have to like know how to do the art. You have to do it well. You have to create a character that's unique to you and your act, and then you have to figure out like what the character would do and say that would be funny, but within the realm of the character.
Right.
So it's like you know, on cartoons, certain characters aren't going to say what the other character would say because it's not within their character.
Right.
So I've just now, I would say over the past year and a half, probably in COVID more, because I've done so much like online stuff with the puppets, I've gotten better about getting the, you know, improvisational comedy and getting more into the character. Okay. But it really starts, you know, the comedy aspect is probably the last thing that really hit me. And a lot of the younger ventriloquists that I know of, I see this with them too, and that they're, you know, you have to learn it in stages. It's really, you're like kind of developing this course, and then, you know, the last part is comedy, because that's when you perform it in front of an audience so many times, right? Okay. You kind of own what works.
Now, were you professionally trained as a kid, or did you just take this on yourself and just learn it?
Yeah, I was never, you know, a lot of other ventriloquists had read books or seen videos. I just studied every ventriloquist on YouTube I could possibly search for. And it was just kind of, I'm a very visual person, very visual learner. So just seeing that and seeing their technique, I've developed my own technique. Typically, like for ventriloquism, you substitute certain letters, but I found a way to bounce my tongue off of the back of my two top front teeth, so that when I practiced that for like probably like the first 3 years I started, it started to sound more and more like letters. So, you know, I'm self-taught to that degree, but then I've had a lot of, you know, especially lately, mentors in the art that have helped me along and that I've gotten to.
Tips
has been a blessing.
Yeah, I mean, so because I'm sure for like the average person, the shock and awe is how well you can do it without us telling that you're talking, right?
Right.
Your mouth closed. Like, how hard is that? How long did it take you to, I won't even say perfect that, just get to the point where someone couldn't tell that you were talking?
It's hard, because even sometimes you slip up, and, you know, I'm doing all this online stuff on TikTok, and someone will call me out and go, I saw his lip quiver or whatever, and you're like, and you got to go back, and it tightens you up. The criticism tightens you up. Right. But you know, God, it's just so much practice. I think the hardest thing with ventriloquism is it takes a year. It took me a couple years to learn it, but then the hardest part was looking natural while doing ventriloquism. Yeah. A lot of people will smile and that looks creepy, and then you have people that will, like, when you're saying stuff as a ventriloquist, you say it with emotion because you're trying to convey that emotion into the puppet to give it a character. Right. But if the puppet's mad, you don't want to look mad while you're doing ventriloquism, because then it confuses the situation. Yeah. So you like nonchalant while the puppet's angry, and having angry lines while you're trying to like just look like poker. Oh my God. And then you have to do that with all the emotions. And so it's just a lot of practice in front of the mirror, which has now become practice on TikTok live streams for me.
Okay.
I'm like right. It forces me to practice, and then I'm right in front of everyone, so I have to, be quick on my feet, and the character be on. Otherwise, they'll call me out and they'll go, "I don't think Bill would say that or this or that." And so
they go that deep.
I'm sorry?
I said they go that deep as far as like telling you, "Hey, I don't think he would say that."
I mean, people will, they know the characters. My real fans have gotten to the point where they have characters that they come in to on my live streams just to watch, and they understand the character enough where they could speak for it, which is pretty cool.
Oh man, that is totally cool. So I would say that, just hearing you speak, TikTok, social media, man, that's like a gym for you then. So that's kind of like a free, it's a gym. So you just work your muscle to an audience for free. People tuning in, you're gaining a following, and then when you do something, okay, I'm not gonna ask that. I know you do shows, but do you kind of like book shows and go and just do stand up with your puppet?
Yeah. I don't do like comedy clubs right now. I do more like private events all over the DFW area. So like anything from like a children's birthday party to like a large scale retirement community to like a corporate show. And that's why I've got so many different puppets, because they tend to those different audiences.
Right.
And I found the same applies to TikTok. Like I thought I just had like a bunch of 20-year-olds my age following me, but I've got like families and kids and people in their 50s, and it's crazy.
Right.
So yeah, it varies all over the place.
Oh my God. Are you ever going to try to get into doing television with it? Like
I'm working on it. It's hard to, you really got to have an angle with it. So I've come up with some stuff, and it might be something in the near future. Who knows?
Do you, in that business, in that line of work, I'm assuming you would need an agent like anybody else, right? Like a comedian has an agent that will book and stuff like that. Or is that something of your interest? Or are you cool with doing the private events and just keeping it personal?
I'd like to grow. I'm anything I can do to grow is what I'm all for. But I'm at a weird kind of transitional stage in my career where I'm not famous enough, or I'm not busy enough to have an agent or a manager. Okay. But then I'm also trying to figure out the next step. So it's kind of like a catch-22, because it's like you can't get to the next step without an agent or a manager. But then I'm like, I'm not a name enough.
Right.
So it's weird.
But you know what though? Let me say this though, and I'm sorry to cut you off. Yeah. Keep working the TikTok angle though, because
for sure.
Keep working keep working it, because the agent will come to you, the fans will come to you, and you'll create that lane will just create itself. Just keep, you know what I mean?
Of course, and I see a lot of comedy clubs posting, their headliners or whatever, and it used to say like the Jay Leno show or the Tonight Show or this or that, and now the credit is like, as seen on YouTube or as seen on TikTok. So it's become a lot more of a normalized thing, which I think is fascinating, because a lot of these sketch comedians online have now become stand-ups,
right?
Which is because they're venturing into that, and then also they get the following to come to the shows because people see their sketch videos,
right? Yeah, and let's not forget about the monetary gain from social media when you have these brands that want you to influence for them too. So so different angles, and look, check this out. What if you get a brand that approaches you and says, "Hey, I want you to do this skit or commercial type of thing for us with your puppet." Man, come on, and you get a big name brand behind you, and they repost it and they post it on their page. Out of here.
It's in the works actually. I'm building them a puppet, and
okay.
Oh yeah, you gotta put yourself out there and just tell everyone what your goals are and what you can do. Because I never really thought of it. Like my whole thing was like, okay, I have the original dummy, which is my puppet building business and website and all that. And
right.
I wanted to merge them because I felt like people would be confused. Okay, well, am I hiring to build a puppet or to perform and this and that? But my TikToks have allowed me to convey the two different sides of me, performer and builder, in a way that isn't confusing and is very upfront with people, and they enjoy it. So it's
let's talk about how you got into the art of puppet building. What made you say, I want to build my own puppets? And then can you walk us through kind of like the process of building a puppet from start to finish?
Yeah. Oh geez, I have a friend named Langston Hatch, and he is a great puppet builder, and we were both ventriloquists at the same time. This was back in probably 2016, 2017.
Okay.
And I just started seeing him build all these puppets, and they were great. And I said, Langston, how do you do this? And he would message me every now and then. And I think I kept bugging him enough where he's like, you know what? I think you'll enjoy this. I'll ship you some patterns, and you can see for yourself. So he shipped me some puppet patterns, which basically, if you don't know what that is, it's like on a piece of plastic or paper, and it's a two-dimensional drawing, and it has darts in it. So it's like a head or a hand, and you cut it out and you trace it on a piece of foam, and then when you glue those darts together, you have half of a head, and then you do it on the other side, and you have a head. So you take these different pieces, and eventually you've got your base for the head, and you take a piece of foam, chunk of foam, and you carve it. And so from there, back in 2016, I started building my own puppet, and it was a very crude troll-looking puppet, and I did a video with it, and I posted it for sale, and it sold. And I was surprised, but the guy said his name was Joe Gandelman, and he's like, I loved the video with it, and through your ventriloquism that you did to promote the puppet, I thought of an idea for it, so I wanted to buy it, and I've built many puppets for Joe since then.
Wow.
So the puppet building process starts with, for me, like when I'm working with myself or with like a client, it's consult, design, create. So we take the initial idea, like with my zombie Bill here. I'll get him out.
Hey, yeah, let's see a puppet.
There, Bill. Oh, I'm exhausted.
There he goes.
You've been dead for 120 years. Yeah, but that was like sleep. I need a nap. All right. Hi. Hi. That's Maggie. Great. Yeah. With Bill here, I thought of the idea, okay, I want a zombie, right? I want him to be kind of mopey, kind of whiny, and I want him to be kind of like a Disney cartoon where he's a zombie, so he's scary, but then he's also kind of goofy looking.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. You're welcome. Yeah. Initial sketch, and it kind of looks like a mug shot, because you do the front sketch and then the side face, right? Because you want to get the depth, especially in him with the cheekbones. And then from there, I gather the fleece. I dyed all the green fabric for this. I gather foam and just all these different elements. And these are actually children's clothes that I use on the puppets.
Okay.
So getting all these little aspects to get the final character you see here probably takes a couple months.
Oh wow.
For me or a client, and when I build for my clients, everything is based off of the size of their hand and the length of their finger, so it really fits them like a glove. Right. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Oh my god. So okay, for something like, what's his name, Bill?
Uh-huh.
Hi Bill.
Hi.
Right. How much would a puppet like Bill cost someone?
Oh. Wow, you're already putting me up for sale?
How much are you worth, Bill?
Oh, geez. It depends on who you ask. Don't ask my ex-wife. I'm not gonna. Okay. They vary upwards of over a couple grand if you're having me do one. I only do custom work. So a lot of soft puppet builders will take a base pattern and repeat it and then just add different cheeks onto that. But everything I do is one of a kind custom. So that's why all my puppets are different sizes, different shapes, different, comical eyes and everything. And they're all, it's just me making it. I don't have a team. It's, it's all made by hand. So it really carves out a lot of time. So I want to make sure that I can put as much care and detail into it.
And you said one puppet may take you a couple months?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anywhere from, a month to a month and a half, just depending on, half of the time it takes is just gathering the materials, because I built a lot of weird stuff with people. Yeah, you're always trying to challenge yourself. Right. Yeah. So.
What would you say would be the hardest puppet that you've constructed thus far?
Oh, that's a great question. I built an alien for a ventriloquist in New York named John Peasy, and the alien had raising and lowering eyebrows, which operated inside the head with trigger for the finger. But then he also wanted the brain to light up different colors for different emotions. This is very low. I know. Yeah. And I said, well, it's gonna weigh down the head because it's a foam head, so we can't do that. And he goes, what if you put the brain in the stomach? So we have the alien has moving up and down eyebrows, and then a brain in its stomach that is revealed when you take it out. And it has a little remote where you can press different buttons and the stomach lights up different colors. And it looks really cool. Really? Yeah.
Wow.
And it probably took me a while to figure everything out. And he had ideas and then I had ideas. you know, this client was more. John always has these grand ideas, and I'm always wanting to match his level and his curiosity for what can the puppet do. So we really tried to get it, and also it's an alien character, and we didn't want to go with classical alien, so I was trying to put my spin on it, and was trying to find something that looked alien enough, but also didn't look like a copy of anything else in terms of aliens that has been done in the past with movies.
Oh wow, I would love to see that.
Yeah, that goes into it's on my website, The Original Dummy, under testimonials.
The originaldummy.com.
That's right.
I'll make sure I put that in the description for everybody to go check you out.
Oh, fantastic! Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Bill, how do you feel about Landon building other puppets? Kind of cheating on you, man. How do you?
Oh, cheating on. I wouldn't mind if he built me a girlfriend.
Yeah.
What's up with that? You haven't built Bill a girlfriend yet?
Well, I haven't gotten around to it.
He built me a maggot, but it's not the same. Always in my ear.
I know.
Yeah, this maggot coming out of his head.
And she, people love. I can't perform Bill on my TikTok live streams without having Maggie, because they're kind of a fun little group there.
Yeah, they love us.
They do. That's great. So I always have to make sure he's there. But he's fun. You get along with the other characters like Mervin and Jackie.
Yeah, kinda.
All right.
At least we're not in the same case. No, that wouldn't be good. No. Yeah. I need to breathe.
So Bill is like your sidekick. He's number one in your book.
Oh sure, yeah, I'm his right hand man. Yeah, literally. Okay. Yeah.
What
about the bunny? Where's the bunny at?
Yeah, where's the bunny? Is he at the kennel?
Yeah, we're going to Malibu to do this week to do a
Halloween thing,
right? Yeah. So he's packed up,
right?
Okay.
Otherwise, Jackie would be out.
Yeah, he's a jackalope. I know that.
Okay. What's his name? What's the bunny's name?
His name is Jackie.
Jackie. Okay. Yeah. Jackie's cool too.
Packed up, but we have fun, and it's so hard for me, difficult for me, because oftentimes, like when I'm shooting a TikTok, I'll get in the mindset of a character for a while, and that is all you'll see on my TikTok videos. It's like one puppets, and so I actually have to set out the other puppets to go, okay, I already did a video with Bill, okay, now I'll put him down and I'll get Jackie, or I'll get the old man Mervin, and I'll switch it up, because I have to, because people that are new to my page aren't going to scroll that far to see the other puppets, so
right.
I try to have the variety. But
did Bill just pass out?
I'm okay. Hanging in there. Yeah, I've only got like three lungs left.
Yeah, you look half dead, Bill. So I was worried about you there.
Hey, I look pretty good for a dead guy though.
Yeah,
and moisture.
Yeah, is that the key?
You pretty clean too, man. Let me see that suit.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. Thanks. Okay, I'm digging the brown on you, Bill. It matches your hair and everything.
Yeah, it goes really well with the green, which I didn't even realize. Yeah. It was a friend of mine's, and I said, hey, I like your suit. Can I have it? And he said, oh, then my dead body. All right, I'll just wait. Yeah, so I got it.
Oh, my God, that's cool.
That's great.
You're a cool dude, Bill.
Oh, thanks. Likewise.
You're okay. You're okay in my book. Was that Maggie up there, right?
Yeah.
Maggie just be hanging around, little dirty worm. Nasty little Maggie.
Don't call her that. Yeah, she doesn't like to call the dirty worm. Maggots are superior.
Really?
Yeah, they turn into flies.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you, Bill.
Huh?
I didn't mean to offend you.
Oh, it's fine.
Or Maggie. I know she caught feelings. She started barking at me.
Ears.
Yeah, okay.
So tell me this. How hard is it for you to switch back and forth with those voices like simultaneously like that? With you speaking in the segment, like, God, it's crazy.
It's easy for me to do.
That's great. Yeah, it becomes difficult. It was difficult at first, and then also as you age, you're able, you're
puberty,
right?
Yeah,
and everything happens, and so you're able to find new voices and differentiate your voices. like some of my earlier stuff, you're like, the puppet's so like nasally and high pitched, and I'm like doing drunk jokes, and I look young for my age. I'll be 21 next month.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
And I was 17 doing not questionable material, but like a 12-step joke.
Right.
Right.
And ventriloquist convention, but I looked like I was like actually 12 years old.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So,
What was the question?
the question.
Get off on a tangent.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The question.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I have to manage the voices in my head.
He's
Yeah,
insane.
I see.
The question was
How hard is it to manage those three voices?
I
Group therapy has helped a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's fine. The puppets are the puppets, and when I pick them up, I can speak for one, and I don't really have a problem. Sometimes on TikTok, people are like, "Dude, bring out Bill and Jackie at once," and then I have to. The jackalope is a lot more energetic, and Bill's kind of slower.
Excuse me.
Yeah, he's half dead.
And he's half dead.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's half dead. No one accounts for the fact that I'm half living.
All right.
It's got a life.
All right.
It's an afterlife that accounts.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's going back and forth through through the energies is the difficult thing for me, especially if I'm tired. It's hard to do like an energetic character, just like kind of in acting.
Right.
I read something that said that Heath Ledger had to take a lot of time off when he was filming as the Joker because performing the character drained him, and I'm like, that's crazy. And then I've done some of these TikTok stuff, and I'm like just doing 30 minutes with Bill, and I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's a mental exercise, definitely.
Yeah.
Wow. So, I didn't ask you this. How long have you been building puppets? How long?
Oh, I've been building puppets since 2017.
2017? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And how does that business model look for you? I know we talked about how you build them, but how does the business model look for you as far as you marketing it and then people finding out about you? And is it a consistent thing for you?
Mm-hmm.
Do people always just contact you like, hey, I need a new puppet, I need a new puppet, I need a new puppet?
It's not, and it's a little weird because the business model,
Which is a great question.
has changed a lot. It started off, there's a ventriloquist convention.
Yeah, it just gets weirder the more you find out about it. Yeah. Crazy.
And what is it? Yeah. Go ahead. I want to hear this.
And we have dealers rooms, and so I used to be a dealer.
You're a dealer?
Yeah, for puppets. Oh, and I started bringing my custom puppets there, and I sold a few, and then I got a lot better at building, and I find clients from the Facebook ventriloquist groups and different things, and I started raising my prices, and now I've kind of gotten to the point where I only want to do custom work because I get more of a thrill out of it as an artist than I do just kind of repeating the steps.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I do now, and I've merged it with my performing. So I'm marketing more toward I'm a performer who can also build you a puppet, like for commercial or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm marketing more to these big companies as me as like a whole, like we're gonna hire this guy, he's gonna perform it, he could even write the material for us, and he's gonna build this puppet. And it's like everything we need in one person.
Right.
Me kind of pitching myself to the people that don't want to pay, what I'm charging for a puppet.
Right.
The people, what I've realized in this business is that the people that see the value in it, will, and those who won't, don't waste your time kind of explaining it to them.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I've done, and it's been freeing for me, and I've also been able to take up a lot of fun projects that I've really enjoyed. I've built puppets for people all over the world, and I've built, some stuff for Terry Fader, who headlines at New York Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas.
Okay. Yeah. I saw him. Heard about him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool, man. When does that convention come around every year?
It's in July.
In July?
Yeah.
Okay. Where is it at?
Yeah, where is it?
It's in Kentucky.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, that's super cool, man. I got a video of you kind of showing off of a puppet that you made. So I want to play that for everybody so they can kind of get a deeper look into what that looks like.
Sure.
All right, let's get it.
Okay.
Hello, Landon Harvey of the original Dummy, Here to show you my recent creation. This is Vince the Mangler, and this is a creation for the ventriloquist Bob Rumback. This is actually a revamp of one. Bob loved the puppet, so that was cool.
Yeah, man, that's super dope, though. It's an inside look that most of us don't get to see. So, you know, when I was watching, I was like, man, that's cool. I never really knew how puppets work. You know, you turn it to the side and you show the little two things that you can pull, and it's like, man, that's a lot of mechanics going on at one time. Oh my God.
Yeah, it is. And you know, I usually have to. I like to tinker a lot with things, but I've forced myself to like draw out ideas, because if I draw it out, you know how the mechanics work. You know, the ear is just on a swivel, so you just pull this, and then the ear lifts up.
Okay.
And you have a swivel, but getting that to where it works, and you know the inside blinker, everything's just kind of a lot of testing out. But it was a fun puppet.
Yeah, that's a lot going on, man. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
How many puppets? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I get and everything. So he's you know, he was crazy. But Maggot I added later, so that even made it more complex in terms of the puppeteering aspect.
Wow. How many what's like the hardest maneuver? Am I even saying that right? What's the hardest part about working with the puppet when you're, you know, doing your act?
I think it's more of a general thing. Like for me, I build all of my puppets, so it's, you know, they're kind of built to where they're comfortable for me to perform. I think it's more difficult for people to use like a hard figure, which is like the traditional ventriloquist.
Oh, yeah.
It's made of wood, and it's got like a head stick which has all the levers on it. And a lot of times people aren't natural with it, and it makes it look really robotic or just not performed right.
Right.
And I think in ventriloquism as a whole, it's hard to bring a hard figure to life in the right way. It's either too jittery or it's just kind of like there, and then they.
Yeah, you're right about that. I've seen that too, where I'm like, it just doesn't look natural. But then you get some that are really good, and it's like moving around like it's, you know, it's alive. So yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice. I've got one named Scooter that I didn't build. I bought him when I began ventriloquism, but I've practiced him with a lot in figuring out how to keep him animated. And you know, it's different from a soft puppet, but you know, well, with a soft puppet, you turn the head or you tilt the head a little bit to show that he's, you know, alive. You can do that with the eyes on a hard figure. So just little mannerisms that add to the character and the life that you're trying to bring to it.
How many puppets I don't know if you know, how many puppets have you built? You know?
Oh, keep track? I don't really keep count. It's weird. Like I build something and then I just post the photo on my website. Okay. Probably over 15 or 20.
Okay.
So nothing too crazy, because
it takes so long, right?
A lot, but I kind of take clients here and there, and I'm always wanting to pick puppets that require something of me that I haven't done before. So I'm always learning and always growing, and getting to try a new technique is always fun and fascinating to me. So
well, I can say this: you've gained another fan in my daughter. I'm not on TikTok, but she came in and she saw me getting ready for the show, and she saw your video, and she's like, "Oh my God, that's so cool!" She had no idea you're on TikTok. I'm gonna let her know, and I'm telling you, she's gonna follow you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, she thought it was the coolest thing. So you got another fan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yes, indeed. What's like the best aspect of you getting on stage and doing this? Like, what brings you joy when you get up there, man? Like, what's the best part of that?
I think for me, seeing an idea completed. Like I had the idea for the zombies, so I drew them, I built them, I wrote material for them. I have writers I work with too to kind of punch up stuff, because it's important, different perspectives on something. Yeah. But seeing all of that effort put onto stage in like a 10-minute routine, and then see that do really well and the audience response from it.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than that. It's like a drug to me. I love it. It's great because it's valid. Right, but then it's also like you're doing your job right. Yeah. So it's like kind of two in one. You're like validation that everything I've worked for up to this point with this character has gone right. And sometimes you have jokes that fail or whatever, but like you're already that much closer to having more of a solid act.
Yeah. So I can only imagine. I used to do music, so it's nothing. Okay. It's no better feeling than seeing something that you had in your head come to life. And
exactly.
It sticks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, of course.
Yeah, and especially with you, like I can only imagine. Like that's more than music. Like what you're doing is more than music, you know, because you got the comedic aspect of it, and then you got the puppet, and it's like everybody has to fall in love with the whole routine. The puppet, you know what I'm saying? The character, the everything, the character, the comedy, just everything. It's so risky.
Effortless for the performer, you know.
Yeah.
Or for the audience has to look at that, and it like looks effortless, even though there's been hours and hours put into this, you know, routine.
Yeah. I mean, it's so risky. I would say it's risky because no, seriously, because you know you have this idea in your head of what you want to do. You've been training. You go out there and you just put it on the line, and they hate it or they love it. You know.
That's why so many bad ventriloquists is because they put an emphasis on one thing and not on everything.
Yeah.
Like I learned ventriloquism, like what we talked about earlier, in stages, and most of the people haven't even, are like adults, and they haven't even passed, you know, the basic like learning how to do the art of ventriloquism. And so when they get up there, it's like they're still practicing it, and then they've got this, you know, material, and it's corny, and it's like the puppet's like dead, and it's like a wood puppet, so it's just there, and you know, kids are crying in the back because they don't know what's going on. And you see ventriloquist convention, and then you see like the stars of ventriloquism that make it look effortless, like Terry Fader, who's just fantastic, and you know, so calm and collected, and has done, you know, hundreds of thousands of shows, but you know, can just go up there and bring out any character and make it look effortless. And I think that's the key, is being funny and making it look effortless, and then also like relying on the character. You know, a lot of Terry stuff, and what I've been inspired by in watching him, is how most of it is character driven, and how you can have jokes too, but how, like with like Everyone Loves Raymond, the show, a lot of the dialogue is character based, which makes it funny.
Yeah.
So there might not be like any jokes per se in the script, but the interactions between the characters are what make it fun. So I've kind of adapted that into myself in how I react to the puppet, and what conflicts I have with the puppet on my live streams or my act.
Yeah. Man, that's dope. I gotta go check out Terry. I gotta go check him out. I've heard about him, but I never really watched him. So now that you're talking about it, I really want to go see what he does. Now, do you think that some ventriloquists can get by because people really don't know the art of it, so they're kind of like just in awe, just for the fact that they're up there doing it with their mouth maybe barely moving or not moving, and they kind of get by even if the jokes are corny, but people are just in awe that this guy can do it, so that he gets a pass? Do you see that?
Of course. You know, it's like the different, I'm trying to equate it to something else, and I don't quite know. I guess it's kind of like food. Like if someone can make spaghetti, you're like, wow, you made spaghetti, and it didn't taste bad. I enjoyed it. But then you go to like a, you know, really fancy restaurant, and they did something more to it. So you're like, wow, spaghetti is like heaven.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Okay.
You know, it's the years of experience, and I think anyone can become a ventriloquist, but I think it takes a certain type of I don't know, God-given talent, or like a personality trait that kind of allows you to have the essence of the characters more. It sounds very weird, but it kind of differentiates like the hacky ventriloquist from like actual good ventriloquists, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you just have to kind of like go up on YouTube and look up ventriloquism, and then look at everything to kind of really see what I mean. Because I've looked at every ventriloquist out there, but yeah, I would say so.
Okay. And what would you have to say for someone who may be on the fence about getting into that line of work? They have an idea that they want to do it. Maybe they feel they're going to be judged because they're like, I don't know if people are going to perceive. Huh?
You will be judged if you go into this, but you're going to be judged no matter what you do.
Exactly.
So, and whenever you try something new, people are going to judge you because they don't want to. They would never try something new, or they would never do that.
Yeah.
So I say like follow the passion. I've always had a passion for this art, and all the elements of it. Like I do all my social media, all my video editing, everything. And so it's whether I'm on stage or I'm uploading something to YouTube, I have a passion for it and making it look right. So I would say follow your passion with it. If you want to get into ventriloquism, look up books, look up videos on YouTube. Look at the great ventriloquists like Dunham and Fader and David Strassman, and Darcy Lynn, who's recent, and she's doing some great stuff. And just study it, study what they're doing, study the timing of everything, and study the characters that they have, and what makes the characters relatable. That's also something that's important. So just kind of, I would say, take it all in and kind of map out what you want to do with it, because like I have these grand aspirations to be this household ventriloquist name one day, but then like you might just want to do it on the side and perform every once in a while for your family, and that's fine too. So it's enough room in this art for everyone to enjoy it as much as they want to.
Is there like a right or wrong technique that's out there? Like they say, like this is how you're supposed to fix your mouth and do it. Like, is it a right or wrong way, or do people have their different techniques on how they?
I think it's more in groups. That's a great question. A lot of the pageant ventriloquists will smile while they're doing ventriloquism, and I think it's because it's easier to smile because you've got more space in between, more of your mouth where air can pass through. Yeah. So it's easier to pronounce things, and it's harder to, close your lips more like this and do ventriloquism. It takes more practice, but you can focus on it and you can really get it. And also, I think with pageant ventriloquists, they're always on. They're always trying to show, look how pretty I am. So they always feel they need to smile. I think that plays into it too.
And that's a thing that you call them pageant ventriloquists?
They're ventriloquists, like female ventriloquists that do pageants, and that's like their talent in the.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like the auctioneer song, and they've got two puppets going back and forth, and they're smiling, and it's all cute. But it's like always the same thing, which is really funny. Like you look up, like they always do the auctioneer song. She's always dressed up as like a cowgirl, and it's like I've seen like 10 of them all do the same act. It's really funny. Like they've all been passed down, but like they're all the same age, so it's kind of funny. But then you have like the classical ventriloquists who learn the letter substitutions, and for some people that works. I never really got it. Like the doy data basket doll, replacing B with D, but thinking B so that over time it sounds like the boy thought a basketball. It never sounded like that to me, so I just found like one way around it. Yeah.
Okay, so it's easier to enunciate the D than the B when you have your mouth closed like that. Is that what that is?
Yeah, exactly. But you think B, but you say D, so you say the doy data basket doll. But you think B, and over time, I think what that was meant to do was to trick your mind, your tongue and your mouth position into figuring out a way to say the boy bought a basketball. Because I don't think that's really long term how you're supposed to do ventriloquism. I think that's more of like a beginner thing, and then your mouth finds a way to say it. But that might just be because that's what happened with me. Right. Learning ventriloquism varies from person to person. But there is a way it should look. It should look natural. It shouldn't look forced. And if your lips are moving, you're doing it wrong. Yeah. So that thing there. But otherwise, you've got some motion. I smile sometimes. I make different faces at the puppets or whatever. Yeah. But you can't.
But you're not just sitting there like this.
You can't be dead. You can't be like this the entire time.
Right.
But then you can't be like looking like you're dead either. So you have to kind of be animated, but just not too much. It's a fine line. So
before we get out of here, I want to do a self-evaluation.
Oh,
what's one thing that you feel that you could do better or you could do more of that could catapult your career in a direction, not even a direction, just further along where you're trying to go?
I'm working on putting a full hour show together, and this is a very tricky question. My difficulty is I've got the characters for it, but I don't have a consistent place to perform it. Okay. Over and over to hone it. And so my biggest problem is that, and then also that I have probably 15 minutes with Jackie the Jackalope and 15 minutes with Bill and this and that, but I have such a problem sticking to that, sticking just to the script and stuff, that it bothers me to have to rehearse a script over and over. So it's like I need a teleprompter or something. So
what you're saying is you kind of start doing impromptu stuff, is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. Especially after doing all these TikToks where that's all I do for 2 hours. I've written these jokes and I've put all these jokes to use, and I don't even want to use them, even though should. You know what I mean?
So why not just go up there and do it like that? Why script it?
Because it's like I want to be the funniest within a certain amount of time. Okay. And if I make a formula for that and I go, this is the bit I'm going to do this many jokes and the character's going to go like this, and this, right, then I know it'll work. Okay. If I'm improvising, you never really know if how it's gonna click. Yeah. And so especially like with like Bill, if I'm performing like his 5 minutes, sometimes it works really well, sometimes it doesn't. And having that as a consistent element allows me to understand everything else. So like maybe my show didn't go right because of the environment I was in, which happens. Sometimes you're outside, or right, they hear you as well. But it's kind of like you want to control certain variables.
So how do you rectify that, or how do you overcome that? Because you have to do your hour show. That's what's on your heart. So you have to do it.
One bite at a time. So if I have 15 minutes with a jackalope, I rehearse 5 and I work on that 5, and then I kind of expand it to 10, and I kind of hop around from puppet to puppet and do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey man, that's on your heart, so you have to do it.
Of course.
You have to do it. Get it together. You have to do it. You have the talent, man. So, yeah, I would love to watch an hour show of you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, definitely. And then guess what? You can package it all up, sell it to Netflix, sell it to Comedy Central, something.
Youngest ventriloquist. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Hey man, it's been a pleasure. I really appreciate you coming on here. Like, this has been eye-opening for me because I never knew some of the stuff that you just told me. Like I said, I've always liked the puppets. I've always liked ventriloquism. I can't even say it now. Ventriloquism.
I've always liked the puppets. We get it.
Ventriloquism. I've always liked it, but I just never knew the mechanics of it. I never knew how the puppets work, how you work. All of it. I never knew what it took to even do it or what you put into it. So thank you for this. I'm pretty sure other people that watch this are gonna be like, oh my God, yeah, cool. Like, never knew that. So yeah, man. Thank you so much. So go drop your website again, and I will have it in the description so everybody can go and check it out. Buy a puppet.
Oh right, yeah. My website is landonharvey.com. If you want to look into puppets, and you have a crazy budget, you can order a custom puppet from me at theoriginaldummy.com. And we're everywhere on social media at Landon Venting. So
yes. That. And if they want to book you, they'll go to the website as well?
Yeah, they can find all my info from scrolling around on there.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I never thought about booking a ventriloquist, but that would actually be pretty damn cool.
It's fun. It's definitely, people love it, and I do my show, and then I also do walk around entertainment afterwards where I interact with people, and that's always fun. It's right.
Yeah, it becomes personal. Yeah. People really remember that. They'll never forget that.
Oh, for sure, and it's a great opportunity for photos. So
yeah, photos and future business, because I'm pretty sure like, hey, I got such and such coming up. I might want to book you, so I'm pretty sure that works too.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. So, yes, man. Thank you so much. I will be supporting you. I'll keep in touch. Man, blessings to you. You're going to go far. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep plugging. Seriously. I mean that. So, yeah. Hey, until next time, guys, I'm going to lead out on this show with a performance by Landon Harvey himself. All right? You guys can see what he does in that regards. And until next time, y'all, every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are here kicking it with KoolKard, your boy. You never know who I might have, so come on now, subscribe, check me out. You subscribing helps me reach a broader audience. Hey man, it helps y'all too. I can keep this show going and get more people on here, bringing value and dropping gems like Landon Harvey himself and Bill and Maggie. All right? Yeah. Yes, indeed. All right, Bill. We're gonna catch you later, man. It was a pleasure. See you, Maggie.
Bye.
Bye. They over there in the cut, shriveled up. Oh man, but yeah, man. Thank you so much. Until next time, guys. We are out of here. Y'all enjoy the show, cause Landon's about to go. We out of here.